You believe you are in control. Each decision, from your morning coffee to your career, feels like your own. But what if this sense of control is an illusion? What if invisible strings are pulling you in directions you never consciously chose? Consider your last big purchase. Did you really make a rational choice, or was your decision shaped by a single irrelevant piece of information? This is the anchor, a subtle suggestion that latches onto your subconscious and steers your judgment. You're not the captain of your ship, but a passenger on a course set by others. This isn't about weakness. It's about how our brains are wired. We crave shortcuts to navigate complexity, so we latch onto the first information we see. This shortcut is called anchoring, a cognitive bias that operates silently, shaping your desires and actions. Businesses, marketers, even friends and family set anchors to influence your perception and guide your choices. They're not always malicious, they're just using a powerful psychological tool. The world is a stage, and we're all actors. So who's writing your script? Anchors influence your sense of value, your negotiations, and your everyday decisions. Now that you know, will you keep being a puppet, or will you learn to see the strings? The illusion of free will is comforting, but the reality is far more complex. The question is, what will you do about it? Let's revisit a classic experiment by psychologists Tversky and Kahneman. Participants spun a rigged wheel, landing on either 10 or 65. Then they were asked, what percentage of African nations are in the UN? Their guesses weren't random. They were anchored by the number on the wheel. Those who saw 10 guessed lower. Those who saw 65 guessed higher. A meaningless number planted moments before shaped their judgment. The anchor dragged their perception, tethering rational thought to an arbitrary point. This experiment reveals a chilling truth. We're not as rational as we think. We're susceptible to subtle, irrelevant influences. The first information we encounter contaminates our thoughts, even when we know it's meaningless. Our brains prefer easy starting points over hard calculations. We adjust from the anchor, but never enough. The initial number retains its power, holding our final judgment close. Anchoring isn't just a quirk. It's a fundamental flaw in our thinking, and it happens to us every day. Anchoring isn't just for experiments. It's everywhere in daily life. Think about online shopping. You see a jacket for £150 marked down from £300. That original price is an anchor, making £150 feel like a bargain. Without it, you judge the jacket differently, by quality, brand, or need. The anchor short-circuits your rational evaluation. Sellers aren't just selling products. They're selling the feeling of a deal. The same trick appears on restaurant menus. A 50-pound steak makes the 28-pound chicken seem reasonable. The steak isn't there to be sold. It's there to anchor your sense of value. Subscription services do it too, with premium packages making standard options look cheap. You're not choosing from a blank slate. You're choosing from options designed to steer you. Anchors frame your choices, limit your perspective, and guide you to a preferred outcome. You walk away feeling smart, never realizing your sense of sensible was defined for you. The anchor's power is subtle but profound. Every price, every option, is a silent command. You're being led, gently but firmly. The question is, can you spot the anchor before it grabs you? Anchoring is most powerful and dangerous in negotiations. Imagine a job interview. If you name a low salary first, you set a low anchor. Every offer that follows is tethered to that number. If the employer speaks first, their number becomes your mental benchmark. Even if you negotiate up, you rarely escape the anchor's pull. The first number warps the entire negotiation. Skilled negotiators know this. They start with ambitious numbers to shift the range in their favor. Their outrageous offer makes later concessions seem generous. Even when you know it's a tactic, it still works. The anchor becomes the frame for what's possible and fair. Breaking free requires immense effort. Most people fail. In negotiation, The one who sets the anchor controls the outcome. The battle is silent, but the stakes are real. Will you set the anchor or be set by it? The most effective anchors are invisible. They're not always numbers. They can be subtle cues in conversation or environment. A real estate agent mentions a high sale nearby. Suddenly, a slightly lower price seems reasonable. A charity worker asks for the price of a coffee. That small amount becomes your anchor. Even the environment sets anchors. Luxury car showrooms, polished and quiet, make high prices feel normal. The context primes your expectations before you even see the price. The most insidious anchors are the ones we set for ourselves. The price you paid for a stock or your first salary can anchor your sense of value for years. These internal anchors feel like rational judgments, but they're just ghosts of past information. Anchors can be dropped by others or by your own mind. They haunt your decisions, shaping your future. The hardest anchors to break are the ones you don't see, but awareness is the first step. Anchoring isn't just a flaw, it's a tool for manipulation. Marketers are masters at setting anchors to guide your choices. Limit 10 per customer isn't about stock, it's a nudge to buy more. The anchor makes buying several seem normal. This manipulation extends beyond shopping. In politics, the first to frame an issue sets the anchor for the debate. A prosecutor demanding a harsh sentence sets a high anchor, making lesser punishment seem reasonable. The anchor shifts the spectrum of what's considered fair or just. It's a calculated move, echoing through courtrooms, news, and daily life. Every ad, headline, or casual remark can plant an anchor in your mind. The art of manipulation is about framing choices, not giving orders. Anchors shape your context, making you want what others want you to want. The most effective manipulation is when you think the choice was yours. Anchors are everywhere, subtle, silent, and powerful. The only defense is to recognize when you're being framed. Are we doomed to be puppets? Not if we fight back. Awareness is your first defense. Ask yourself, what's the anchor here? Who set it? Do your own research before seeing prices or hearing offers. Set your own anchor. Enter negotiations with your own data, not theirs. Create counter anchors. If faced with a high price, counter with a low one. This pulls the midpoint back in your favor. Don't be afraid to reframe the decision. Focus on value, not just price. Ask, what are my alternatives? What would I do if I walked away? Shift your focus from their anchor to your own criteria. Break their frame, build your own. Resistance is possible, but it takes effort. The more you practice, the freer you become. Your greatest weapon against anchoring is time. Anchors work best when you're rushed. Salespeople create urgency to stop you from thinking, so pause. Don't respond immediately to offers or demands. Step away, sleep on it. The anchor's pull fades with time. The pause creates space for rational thought. Ask, if I hadn't heard that number, what would I think? Use the time to gather objective information. The pause isn't passive, it's an active reset. Say, I need time to think. It's a sign of control, not weakness. In a world of instant responses, pausing is revolutionary. It puts power back in your hands. Sometimes the best move is to wait. We've explored how anchors shape your mind. They're more than quirks. They're tools of subtle control. Anchors build invisible prisons, forged from your own thought processes. Every day, you're steered by anchors you don't recognize. The illusion of free choice is comforting, but the reality is sobering. Marketers, politicians, and algorithms know how to plant the perfect anchor. They don't break down your door, they turn the key already in your mind. To be free, you must study your own mind, question your certainty. When a decision feels urgent, pause and ask, what's driving this? Self-awareness is your only light in the darkness. The chains of anchoring are heavy but not unbreakable. Freedom is a choice you must make again and again. Will you remain a prisoner or will you break free?